And hi guys, General Splatton here. I want to do a video and enter a contest. PaintingXoan is doing a contest celebrating 50 subscribers, and I told him I'd be a part of it. But first, I'm wearing my Toothless Zombie Hunter Squad t-shirt. So thank you, Dr. Cranky. Very comfortable. Encourage you to go by and check out his channel and the group build he's got going on. And thank goodness we got till August to pull it off, because I'm going to need it. But anyway, PaintingXoan is holding a contest. Unfortunately, ends today. But he's had a contest up about talk about your favorite army, favorite game, favorite RPG. I'm going to take a slightly different tack because I want to talk about the positive benefits of gaming in general. But I'm going to tie it into his contest. Back when I was in high school, I was like 10th grade. They started a chess club, and for some reason I went. I don't know why, but I did. And I met a group of guys there that, as you'll hear in a moment, really had a big impact on my life. At that time, I wasn't planning on going to college. Didn't have much direction in my life. Didn't know what I was going to do or anything like that. But all of them were, they were kind of the smart guys. And after getting in the club and being with them, we started gaming. And what we were gaming, we were role playing. We were playing D&D, and eventually we branched out into other games. But D&D was it for a long time, and our mainstay throughout our time together. But all these guys were, they were going to college. They had direction. They had purpose. They knew what they wanted to do in life, and that had a huge impact on me because it inspired me to want to be more like them. And after high school, I wound up going to college and even went on to have get and earn a master's degree. So the positive benefits in gaming in that setting on me are astronomical. I mean, how can you quantify something like that? I mean, it was a life-changing experience being around those guys and having such a influence in such a positive manner on my life. I thank God for it, for those guys coming into my life when they did and having such a dramatic effect. So, there are positives to gaming. There are many detractors out there. It's a waste of time or whatever. But I want to talk a little about, so that's, I would say, my favorite RPG of all time, Dungeons and Dragons. The grandfather of it all, really. So, now, I want to talk a little about the positive aspects of gaming, whether it's role-playing, or it's 40K, or it's a Warhammer Fantasy, or it's a historical miniature game, Infinity, even video games, whatever. Many times when a person is doing apologetics and talking about the positive aspects of gaming, they talk about the cognitive development or cognitive abilities, at least on younger individuals. Things like critical thinking, being able to think in a critical manner, to interact with other players and the game. Abstract thinking of your setting now and what it might be produced by a certain course of action. Obviously, problem solving, being able to be put in a situation and figure a way out. Or if you're playing an opponent, putting them in a situation that's detrimental to them winning the game. Mathematics, adding, subtracting, doing calculations. Like I said, problem solving, being able to figure things out. But also like global thinking. How will one action have influences and impacts of the greater scheme of things on the larger scale of the game as a whole, or not taking an action. Thinking of, in other words, global thinking of the big picture. Other things, hand-eye coordination, like if you're playing a miniatures game, especially something like a historical war game or Warhammer Fantasy. You got so many little pieces to move around, so many models to move around, and they can be tricky at times. So hand-eye coordination, like if you're painting up a particular figure, which being able to manipulate that figure, being able to have the ability to paint it and paint it effectively, or paint it to whatever ability or standard you possess. Leads into artistic abilities and artistic expression and development. Being able to come up with color schemes, being able to paint designs, painting models, whether it's cars, planes, tanks, a wizard for a game of D&D, whatever the case may be. Artistic expression through that, drawing a character, or drawing a tank or something. Creative writing. Maybe you've got a wizard and you've got to come up with a background for that particular character in an RPG, or you've got a favorite character in a miniatures game that you want to develop a background story for. So you're engaging in language skills, creative writing, imagination, developing your imagination to be able to see possibilities, to be able to imagine yourself or your character in another place, in another setting, and be able to translate over into your life to imagine where you want to be in 5 years, what do you want to be doing, goal setting. But also, many people maybe not talk about the social aspects of gaming when they're trying to defend gaming or talk about gaming. Learning to be part of a group, sportsmanship. Many of you 40K tournament guys know about this, and how sometimes there's lack of a sportsmanship. But sportsmanship is basically win, lose, or draw. You shake the other guy's hand, and you tell him good game. Being a good sport and learning how to be a good sport. Verbal skills, being able to communicate with another player, whether it's an opponent or part of your team or party. Social interaction, how to get along with others, how to make your points known without being overbearing or letting other people run over you. That's part of social interaction. Respect, how to be respectful of other people and their ideas and their feelings. That goes back talking about the 40K tournament guys. Heard so many stories about that. That leads into politeness. How to be a polite person, be a respectful person, being a person with manners, which is so much lacking, it seems, these days. Social etiquette. How to conduct yourself when other people are around. You learn those things through that. Self-reliance. You got yourself into this mess. How are you going to get yourself out? Part of a group, or where it's individual tournament play, whatever. Finding out how to be self-sufficient and do things on your own. Teamwork. You're part of a party in an RPG, learning how to work as a group cohesively and effectively. Or if you're like in a apocalypse game for 40K and you're part of a team, well, learning how to help that team and work with that team to try to achieve victory. So there are many sides to and benefits to gaming, not just abilities through cognitive development, but also through social development and personal development as well. So there's just a huge amount of benefits from being a gamer and getting younger people involved in gaming. So and there's many more that we could add to this list. I mean, just so many benefits to it. So that's my take on this. I hope that's good enough PaintingXoan as an entry. I just wanted to share that with y'all and share a little background about how I came to be in gaming. So if you have any questions, any comments I want to add to the list, you want to detract from the list, you think I'm way off base, I entertain it all. You want to come up with your own video response too, even though it's a contest entry, I'd be happy to entertain those. So you have any great stories, love to hear them. This is General Splatton. I'll talk again. Dismissed.